Ever logged into QuickBooks Online and wondered, who exactly is using this thing? I mean, you're there punching in numbers, reconciling bank statements, maybe even trying to figure out why your profit and loss report looks like a roller coaster. But what about that accountant you hired? Or that bookkeeper? Are they just floating in the digital ether? Are they ghosts in the machine, or do they actually count as, users? Think about it. We pay for QuickBooks Online based on the number of users, right? It's a subscription model. So, if we're paying for access, shouldn't we know precisely who's accessing it? It's not just about the cost, though. It's about data security, audit trails, and, frankly, just knowing who's poking around in your financial life. We all know QuickBooks Online is a powerhouse. It's the digital backbone for so many small businesses, allowing us to manage everything from invoices to payroll. But as our businesses grow, so does the complexity of our financial management. We bring in accountants, bookkeepers, and maybe even external auditors. These professionals need access, but how does that access work? Are they treated the same way as, say, an employee who needs to create invoices? Let's unpack this. We're not just talking about someone glancing at a report. We're talking about people who might be making crucial adjustments, reconciling accounts, and even filing taxes on your behalf. That's a significant level of access, and it raises a lot of questions. First, let's get the basics straight. What constitutes a user in QuickBooks Online? Intuit, the creators of QuickBooks, defines a user as anyone who has a unique login and access permissions to your company's QuickBooks Online file. This isn't just about someone who can view data. It's about someone who can interact with it, modify it, and potentially have a significant impact on your financial records. Now, here's where things get interesting. Accountants and bookkeepers, generally, fall into the category of external accountants or invited users. They are granted access via an invitation from the primary administrator of the QuickBooks Online account. This invitation process is crucial because it allows the business owner to control the level of access granted. QuickBooks Online provides different user roles and permissions. This is where the magic happens. You're not just giving someone a key to your entire financial kingdom. You're handing them a specific set of keys tailored to their responsibilities. For example, an accountant might be granted accountant user access, which allows them to perform tasks like closing the books, preparing financial statements, and reconciling accounts. A bookkeeper, on the other hand, might have a more limited role, focusing on data entry, invoicing, and basic reporting. So, to answer the initial question directly, yes, an accountant does count as a user in QuickBooks Online. However, it's not a simple yes. It's a nuanced yes with layers of permissions and access levels. But here's the kicker. The way they are treated as users and how they are charged for differs slightly from how traditional internal users are treated. QuickBooks Online offers a feature called QuickBooks Online Accountant, QBOA. This is a specialized platform designed for accounting professionals. It allows accountants to manage multiple client files from a single dashboard. This is where the magic happens for accounting professionals. With QBOA, accountants can access their clients' QuickBooks Online files without necessarily counting against the client's user limit. This is a crucial distinction. Intuit recognizes that accountants need to work with multiple clients, and charging each client for an additional user would be impractical and expensive. Instead, Intuit offers a tiered pricing structure for accountants using QBOA. This allows them to manage a certain number of client files based on their subscription level. So, while an accountant is technically a user in terms of accessing and interacting with your data, they are not charged against your individual QuickBooks Online subscription's user limit if they are accessing it through their QBOA account. This is a huge benefit for small businesses. It means you can bring in a professional accountant without worrying about exceeding your user limit and incurring additional costs. It's a win-win situation. You get expert financial guidance, and your accountant gets a streamlined way to manage multiple clients. But what about the access itself? How do you ensure your accountant has the right level of access? This is where understanding user roles and permissions becomes critical. QuickBooks Online offers several predefined user roles, including Company Administrator. This role has full access to all areas of QuickBooks Online. Standard User. This role can be customized to grant specific permissions. Reports only user. This role can only view reports. Customer user. This role can only access customer-related information. Vendor user. This role can only access vendor-related information. Accountant user. This role is designed for accountants and grants access to specific accounting tasks. When inviting your accountant, you'll typically assign them the accountant user role. However, you can also customize their permissions to fit your specific needs. For example, if you only want your accountant to handle tax preparation, you can limit their access to tax-related functions. This level of control is essential for maintaining data security and ensuring compliance. You don't want to give someone more access than they need. It's about being smart and strategic with your financial data. Now, let's talk about the invitation process. It's straightforward, but it's crucial to get it right. Log in as the company administrator. Go to the Settings menu and select Manage Users. Click Invite User. Enter the accountant's email address and select the appropriate user role. Customize the permissions if necessary. Click Save. Your accountant will receive an email with a link to access your QuickBooks Online file. Once they accept the invitation, they'll be able to log in and start working. It's important to keep track of the users who have access to your account. Regularly reviewing user permissions and removing access for users who no longer need it is a good practice. This is part of good cyber hygiene, and it's something that any responsible business owner should do. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.